such range and diversity in terms of styles and budgets and kind of the way he works, except it's, but the through line is him. I mean, he's got this really artistic vision that's kind of, you know, his own, and we're deep fans of it here. We thought last year we loved presenting Prince Avalanche. It's kind of this beautiful, intimate film that he
made. Thanks Janet, thanks South by Southwest, it's always fun. Janet's always told me I have a confusing career, some movies she likes, some she doesn't. So I had her come out to the set of a movie we were doing a few months ago, so that was fun. Seeing her there, seeing us in action, and wondering if she thinks I'm even weirder now or not. But this
all
also,
fan now.
Yeah.
All fan all the time.
Exactly. So yeah, we were here last year and had a great time. We're back with Joe. Just to give a little bit of a backstory, when I was in college at North Carolina School of the Arts, a college professor of mine named Gary Hawkins introduced me to the writing of Larry Brown. And he was working on a documentary portrait of Larry's work. So I was fortunate to have known Larry. Actually, Jeff Nichols, the director of Mud and Take Shelter and Shotgun Stories, was also a student. Jeff and I were production assistants on this documentary about Larry. So we got to know Larry, got to know the novel Joe and all his work, and we're really inspired by him as a writer and a craftsman. And the story of Joe really just jumped off the page as a cinematic story worth turning into a movie. And I'd always thought about it. And a few years ago, Gary, the professor, reached out to me and said, "Hey, you know, Larry had recently passed away, and Gary had taken upon himself to do an adaptation of Joe, the book that we felt was most personal." And he sent it to me, and I thought he was like sending it to me so that he wanted to direct it, and I didn't even give him a chance. I was like, okay, I love the script. It's a wonderful, very respectful adaptation of one of our favorite books, and you gotta give it to it tonight. Local actors, and then also after the movie we'll have Cage and Ty are going to come up with me and we'll do a little Q&A. I also want to point out the music to the film, which you'll surrender to very quickly. David Wingo and Jeff McWayne, who did the score. Explosions in the Sky, another local band that did some music. And if we can request to technically keep the music up for the credits, Ryan Bingham, one of my favorite singers, did the closing credits song, which is very beautiful. So, hope you guys enjoyed the movie. Thanks for coming. Ty Sheridan and Nicholas Cage.
What an extraordinary film. Thank you all. You know, the performances, top to bottom, are amazing. So starting with these two, but everyone, can you talk about how you cast the film?
Yeah, you know, we had great actors, Nick and Ty joining us. Actors, I've been a fan of Nick my whole life. Growing up watching his films and just admired every genre that he's approached, every challenge that he's taken so boldly. And then Ty, who I first saw in Tree of Life, and then I was in the editing room on Mud and was seeing him kind of come into adolescence, and that, and it's like, oh, let's take some steps into manhood of this movie. And then so much regional talent, local talent, people that you know, John and Carmen, our casting directors, really helped pave the way for a very authentic and unique approach to casting, finding you know, local actors that I love and admire, Adrian Mishler and Heather Cocktail, Johnny Mars, yes, absolutely, and so many. And then also looking in places where actors didn't even know they were actors, and they were just wonderful people, like Brian Mays of Sam's Barbecue. And he played Junior in the movie, the kind of foreman of the work crew, and you know, going in for barbecue and you just see the charisma just oozing out of the sauce, you know. And then day labor centers and some kind of non-traditional places. It's worth noting that Gary Poulter, the actor that played Ty's father in the movie, was, you know, John and Carmen met him at a bus stop downtown, really just brought an incredible, villainous, horrific character to life that was a very difficult part of the casting process, trying to find that piece that spoke to us with the sympathy, not just with a lot of the villainous tendencies, but he did a pretty remarkable work for us. That was the first time he'd acted in a film.
For both of you, the decision to be involved with this film, easy, hard? Do you want to talk about it?
Right away, I knew I wanted to make the movie. I took about a year off and was trying to find that 100-point script, trying to find a script where I didn't feel like I had to act, where I could just be. And I read Joe, and that was it. I knew right away this was what I'd been waiting for. And then when David wrote me a nice letter, and I've been a fan of his movies, so it was a perfect choice for me. And then I came out here, shot it, as you know, in Austin. Spent a couple days driving around with David, got to know him a little bit, got to know his process, which I was very blown away by. And he would invite a little bit of improvisation and sharing some ideas and some memories from my own life. So then when I got the part, I came back again, and then I met Ty, and we read through some scenes together, and I knew right away he was really somebody that I could have that on-screen relationship with, and the rest is, here we are now.
Yeah, I remember reading the script, and I just thought, man, I want to be in that movie so bad. But I did my first film when I was 11 years old, and then I did a film when I was 14, and then I didn't do anything else until this, and I was just looking for that one that you can't say no to.
Questions from the audience? Right in the front.
The question is how much of our cast was professional and how much of it was just people who tapped on the shoulder and invited into our movie. If I did my job right, you wouldn't know who's who. I've heard of this guy, Nicolas Cage, I've seen him a couple of times, but hopefully the idea is that it's a seamless process, and even the ones that, my next door neighbor, AJ, plays the sheriff in the movie. It's just cool. Part of my process is just like living life and seeing who says what and who has that look in their eye. And I lean across the fence and talk to them and get a little advice from time to time from AJ. So I thought, who better to sit across the dining room table from Nick and have him talk shit? So.